Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Well, it's the final episode of Arrow. Sadly, um, the season finale happened. Season 2 is over already. I mean, I can't believe it. Already over. Um, First of all, let me go and say that I thought that this season finale was kind of overall. I thought it was lackluster. Honestly, that's how I felt about it. I felt that season one, the season finale of season one, was a lot better. It was definitely a lot better. I mean, because you had the death of Tommy, you had the destruction of the city going down, and the chaos that happened there. Um, so in this one, I mean, you had such a huge build up to the fight with Slade and his army destroying the city, and about Amanda Waller's going to bomb the city, and yeah, it didn't really turn out all that great. It was a good episode. It was good. It just kind of fell a little bit flat for me. I mean, it was just a huge build up to this huge fight with Slade, Deathstroke and Arrow, and it just nothing. I mean, they had a fight, and it was just real quick, and it was over. So yeah, not the greatest, but overall it was good. Had a lot of closure for this season, and then opening up some more stuff, some more things that will happen next season. Um, the good things for this episode, Roy was definitely stronger this episode. I mean, he's been just really just not spectacular at all this season. Just kind of a throwaway character, really. I mean, just kind of boring, really. And then him, having the whole season, or most of the season, with the Mirakuru, and then he's strong, and then he didn't really do much of anything, really. um, yeah, just kind of a boring character, really. But yeah, this episode though, he was a lot stronger. The scenes with Thea, and I like those scenes with him. But the character overall was just kind of useless, really. I mean, he didn't really do much of anything, unfortunately. I mean, it's sad. Um, uh, yeah, the Flash. Now, let me just go before I forget that the Flash teaser. I liked it. I liked the Flash teaser that they had during the commercial break, and teasing that Arrow, I think, is going to be in the pilot episode of the Flash, and they're going to put those two together, and that'll be great for next season. Um, yeah, the bad outweighed for me the good in this episode. I mean, there was a lot more bad. I mean, I just thought it was just not the greatest. Um, yeah, I mean, because that's it for me for the good. Unfortunately, I mean, that's it. That's it. I mean, well, I felt that this season overall was better than the first season. Overall was better, but the final episode, the season finale, was better in the first season than this season. But the second season was overall better than the first. But yeah, I like the characters that they brought in. The Canary, Sarah, that character I like a lot. I like the Canary. Um, Slade Wilson just proved that he was just a great character, just so ruthless and evil. I mean, it was just so great to have him on the show. And Mano Bennett, who plays Slade Wilson, is great anyway. And yeah, overall, those two characters I liked a lot. Um, but the bad for this episode, the bad, because there's a lot. For me, there's a lot. Um, the final battle was lackluster. With Slade and Arrow, not very much there at all. I mean, they fought a little bit, they argued a little bit, and then it took like a ruse between Felicity and Arrow to give him the Mirakuru, you know, and you know they had to do that to beat. He had to do that to beat him. You know, it was just like, oh well. I mean, it's too bad he couldn't have beat him while he was still had the Mirakuru in him. You know, I mean, he had to kind of like cheat a little bit. You know, he had to use he had to use the cure. Is what I was saying. He had to use the cure to cure him from the Mirakuru, so he could beat him. Which was just like, oh really? Damn. You know, it's unfortunate he couldn't have beat him without doing that. But yeah, I mean, not much with the final battle. It was just so built up, and then it was just. I just didn't get anything out of it, you know. Yeah, another bad thing is that suddenly Roy knows how to fight. Here's a kid that didn't really know anything. I mean, he came from like the projects or whatever in Starling City. He didn't really know how to fight. I mean, he just, you know, maybe throw some punches. I mean, he wasn't like a pure like martial artist, or he didn't know what he was doing like Arrow does. And then you've seen like maybe 1 or 2 episodes where he was like shooting the arrow. You know, he was practicing, you know, with the arrow and maybe training him a little bit. And then I guess that's all it took, because now he's like a master, and he's running into battle. He's running into battle. He's shooting the arrows, and he's a master just like the arrow is. So I thought that was like, really? I mean, he didn't really do anything. He didn't really train. He didn't train for months and months or a year you know, to really learn anything. I mean, he's been laying on a table for like the past few episodes, and he's been, you know, having the Mirakuru mess with his head forever, it seems like, and you know, all of a sudden now he's running into battle. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. That was a bad one. The Felicity and Oliver scene where he's trying to trick Slade, but they got me. They got me when he took her into his home, the Queen Estate, and he says, "I need you to stay here, you know, because I love you." I said, "What? Really? They're going to go down that way. They're going to go down that path." I know a lot of the fans want that, but particularly for me, I don't. I like it the way it is. I don't want them together. I actually like the Sarah and Oliver fit more than Felicity and Oliver. I don't know what the appeal for fans for that is, but I thought that was so forced when they did that in the home. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, and but then at the end, then we figured out it was just a trick to get Slade so they could give him the cure. But yeah, like I said, the second season finale. This finale was not as good as the first. Not as good as the first season. Isabel Rochef, or Ravager, or whatever. You know, they kept her around, and we thought she was just going to be like badass like Slade, and they get her in a room, and just one small little skirmish battle, and then they snapped her neck, you know, or Nyssa did. Nyssa snapped her neck, and that was it. You know, they're fighting, you know, and there was like really uneventful with Sarah and Isabel Rochef, or Ravager, and they were, you know, fighting, and then they get her, you know, they capture her basically, and you know, Nyssa just snaps her neck, and that was it. I thought that was just like, wow, that was quick. That was quick. I mean, just that seemed like a build up, you know, for her, and then just she's gone. So that wasn't really spectacular at all. Yeah, really easy, just quick. I mean, I don't know. But then let's see. Yeah, Thea again with her attitude. I mean, I don't like that character at all. She turns so fast. Okay, we found out that she did shoot Merlin. See, I thought from the last video that there was somebody behind him and she didn't shoot him, but she did shoot him. But he had Kevlar on, so okay. Well, it showed that she hates him. She shot him. You know, she didn't care. She just shot him. Okay, and then at the end, she gets in a car with him. I'm like, didn't you just shoot this guy? I mean, he's your dad, obviously, but you don't seem to care, and then you're bitching at Oliver and your mother, and now Roy. I mean, and you're saying they're liars and they're cheats and they're evil and they're doing this, and then all of a sudden you get in the car with Malcolm Merlyn, who tried to destroy the city, who actually did try to destroy the city, and kills people, and you know it, but you're getting in a limousine with him, and all of a sudden you're going to turn that quick. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and her finding the arrows in Roy's room or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, he's a liar. I'm leaving." I'm just like, what? I mean, he you all of a sudden you're going to turn that quick. I mean, I just don't get it with that character. I really don't. I mean, that didn't make much sense. I didn't like that at all. I really didn't. She just turned so quick on him. I mean, I don't know. And then she's getting in the car with Merlyn. Who knows? I don't know. Merlyn not in the final battle was another one. I actually thought he was in the final battle because from the previews, I mean, it looked like he was, but he wasn't. That's unfortunate. That would have been pretty cool, but he wasn't in there. But, yeah, that's it. That's it that I can think of right now, guys. Yeah, the whole thing with Amanda Waller, her character's still up in the air if I like her character or not. There's a lot of mystery with that character. We found out that Diggle is going to have a kid now with his ex-wife or wife. So we'll see what happens with that with next season. We know Oliver has a kid somewhere, so that'll be brought up at some point, maybe next season, maybe in season 4. Who knows? One thing is that when Diggle and I forget his wife's name, Diggle's wife's name. I'm drawing a blank. They break out. They're breaking out the Suicide Squad guys, and it's Deadshot. Okay, where's Bronze Tiger? I mean, he's not there. It's just like, they let the Deadshot out, but Bronze Tiger is nowhere to be found. I don't know. Maybe he was off on a mission somewhere. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, wow. I mean, overall, like I said, I thought it was a good episode. It just the build-up was so much, and it just, it just wasn't the most spectacular. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Next season. I mean, it should be exciting to actually see what happens. I mean, is he going to get Queen Consolidated back? His company. I mean, he should get it back because Lizabel Rochev is dead. Slade's in prison. Nobody's running it, so it's got to go to somebody, right? I mean, I guess he'll try to get that back. I mean, because he's got to get money from somewhere, right? I mean, and he's got to have a place to go into his Arrow Cave or the Foundry or whatever they want to call it. Now Slade is down in this Supermax prison. It's on the island that Oliver was, and I'm sure we'll see more of him sometime, maybe next season. I'm sure he'll go and talk to him or something. But we're going to see him eventually some other time. The whole thing with Quentin Lance and Sarah and Laurel. I hate. That's another thing that I forgot to mention is that Sarah leaving. I thought that was a bad idea for Sarah to leave. I liked her character. She should stay. I like the Canary. Now she's passing off the coat to Laurel, maybe saying she's going to be the Black Canary. I mean, I just find that ridiculous. I don't know. Laurel is kind of useless, really. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like Roy. I mean, Roy had one training session, and all of a sudden he's running into battle. I thought that was ridiculous. If they do that with Laurel, that's going to be the same result. It's going to be ridiculous and say, oh, she's the Black Canary now, and she had one fighting session. I don't know. It just seems ridiculous to me. And then showing Quentin Lance falling down from internal bleeding, internal injuries from the fight he had with one of Slade's henchmen guys. I guess that'll be brought up next season. He'll be in a coma or something, or who knows. But I don't believe they're going to get rid of him. I mean, he's pretty popular character. He's a main character. I don't think they're going to get rid of him at all, because I actually do like his character. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I can't believe it. The season's done. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this season, guys, what you thought of this episode. Um, yeah, there's really not more that I can hit on. I think I hit on everything. Just overall, just very lackluster episode. I mean, we thought, they were going to bomb the city, and Amanda Waller turns the bombs around. The fight with Slade was lackluster. Fight with Isabel Rochef was quick, snap of the neck. Sarah leaving, I didn't like that. Roy fighting, he got his mask though. He got his mask. I mean, I don't know what that's gonna mean. I mean, that was okay. Another thing, real quick, is that they took the Mirakuru out of him, and all of a sudden he's, like I said, going into battle. I mean, that seemed ridiculous. I mean, he was kind of useless when he was strong. I mean, at least he had a little bit of use, when he was strong, and now he has nothing. And I don't know. We'll see what they go with that character. I like the character this episode. I thought was a little stronger, except for I thought those scenes with Thea were good, but the overall the character was ridiculous this episode. Yeah, Thea leaving, turning like that, and getting in the car with Merlin, and she's gonna be a bad woman now, bad guy, whatever. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a ridiculous turn of events. It shows that we're going to see more of Merlin. I think they announced that Merlin's going to be like an everyday character next season, I think. So we'll see more of them, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, the scenes with Felicity and Oliver, that I love you thing, I was just forced. And then they ended up saying no, that's not real. Yeah, that they got me on that one. They got me, but I don't want to see those two together. I don't. You might, that's fine, but I don't. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. Overall, I liked this season. I really did. It was a really good season, and I'm sure next season will be just as good. And we got the Flash coming this fall, so they're going to be running Tuesday and then Wednesday, I think. So, yeah, it should be cool. The Flash looks cool, man. He looks really good. Yeah, I can't wait to see those two going back and forth with episodes, and it's going to be cool. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought, guys. I've been talking way too long, but yeah, hell, what the hell. Yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys. Yeah, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. See you later, guys.